I hope the answer isn't that it all crashes. Woo! That is your quote of the day, coming from NC State Athletic Director Boo Corrigan. He's talking about the quickly changing landscape of college sports, NIL, revenue sharing, corporate sponsorships, eligibility rules, the line blurring between college and pro. This was something he said at the ACC meetings earlier this month. Avoiding the crash, as Corrigan puts it, means coming up with creative ways to raise revenue. I took a trip to Murph's Turf to talk about how this is already taking shape. Murph, I got to talk to you about this. What seems kind of like a strong quote coming from Boo Corrigan. I mean, I hope this doesn't all end up crashing. What do you make of this?
Well, I mean, college athletics is at a dangerous tipping point, I think. And old school athletic directors like Boo Corrigan, I think, are starting to get the sense of, like, where is this going and can we keep up? And where it's going is bigger and bigger athletic department budgets, bigger and bigger salaries, and bigger roster, dollars for your roster. And how are you going to keep up with that system? And if you can't keep up, what does that mean for your athletics department? Does it mean you have to cut sports? Does it mean you have to drop down a level? I mean, I think that's what he's talking about when he talks about the whole system crash. This was part of their conversation at the ACC spring meetings. I want to make sure that everybody gets the full picture of what he was talking about and the context behind it. Let's play that clip.
How can this continue at this rate? Like, is there a way to cap it, to stop the change, the growth?
I hope so. Right, I really do. I hope the answer isn't that it all crashes, right? Which is a solution, right? I don't think it's a solution anyone wants. The more that we try to be creative, the more that we look for answers, the more that we look for ways to make sure that the focus is on it. You know, at the end of the day, it's still going to say NC State or Wolfpack across the front. People want to be a part of that.
All right, so how do these colleges avoid this cash problem? A lot of it has to do with concerts, Guns N' Roses, and Savannah Bananas.
Yeah, they're turned into, revenue generation devices, like any business, right? UNC hired a chief revenue officer, and part of his job is to find additional ways to turn their assets, their stadiums, their teams, into more money. And so that means Chapel Hill hosted the Savannah Bananas at Kenan Stadium, turned it into a baseball stadium. NC State is hosting Guns N' Roses this summer, Noah Khan. They're trying to turn Carter Finley Stadium into something that's not just used 6 times a year for football games, but is an asset to the athletic department. You're going to see jersey patches, which the NCAA now allows. You're seeing, NC State is offered to sell naming rights to their trophy cases. Duke has this very cool deal with Amazon for marquee non-conference basketball games. Like, look under every couch cushion, try to find as much money as you can because the costs are escalating so high.
Let's talk about just how much money these schools are getting from these kinds of different programming.
Yeah, well, the Savannah Bananas brought about $1 million in net profit to UNC's athletic department. That seems like a lot. Their athletic department is probably spending over $200 million this year. I mean, they're paying their men's basketball coach and their football coach over $18 million this year alone.
So we talk about stadium rights deals. We talk about patches on jerseys. We are getting closer and closer to looking more and more like professional teams.
I think we're kidding ourselves if we're saying this isn't professional sports.
Yeah.
I mean, especially football and men's basketball. They have cap numbers for their roster. I mean, they have scouting departments. They have all of the things that you associate with professional sports. This is professional sports, and now we're seeing the business side of it be professionalized as well.
Murph, appreciate it. Thank
you.